some new Degen IDOs to your attention. Got the merch DAO here. So this one's pretty interesting. Just launched earlier today on Uniswap, of course, and it looks like the community is going to get to vote on producing merch, right? With custom designs and whatnot. Apparently, the merch is also going to have an NFT associated with it, so that's pretty cool. There'll be a QR code on the box, with the merch, and so yeah, it's going to be left up to everyone. There's going to be apparently staking rewards, proposals for ideas for new merch and different lines of merch. You also get to I guess get discounts for holding the token and so forth. You'll be able to pay in crypto and fiat, which is pretty cool. Here's the team behind it. Let's get into some of the charts. So yeah, it looks like it just launched earlier today, and had the initial, bots and the pump and dump they create whenever this starts. So what you look for a lot of the times, if you didn't get in the pre-sale or whatnot, and the KYC and everything that comes along with that, you look for this to level out after the pump and dump. Which it looks like the low for this point was, yeah, 221. Now from there, you look for it to create some sort of a support here, and just zooming in a little bit. Yeah, so it didn't last very long at this price. The next support looks like it found was at $4 and change, which is definitely seen various times here, various touches. So if you could have looked for an entry anywhere in between the two, that would have been great. So something I've recently looked into in order to try and take advantage of these floors that these new IDOs create is any type of bot that can create limit orders on Uniswap for yourself. Now Dex Tools has one built in apparently into their platform. There's various other ones. Uh, Totally up to you to decide, but I just thought that was cool that Dex Tools includes one. Oh, while we're here, was just checking out this banner. Have definitely heard of Axion before. Apparently, it's the only I call them degen cryptos that you can stake and receive WBTC for your staking rewards. So I thought that was cool. I don't think I've seen another one that actually, provides you rewards in WBTC. So thought that was pretty cool. Looks like they're running this banner on Dex Tools. But back to merch though. So as you can see, what I was talking about, the floor it was creating, it looked like it was very briefly at $2 and change, and it moved up to about $4.50. And from there, we saw that once that gets established after all this initial, the run up and the run down, we're seeing it take off almost, let's see, not quite a 2x, but just give you an idea. So it's up 75% roughly since, let's see, about an hour and 35 minutes ago. So pretty interesting. Now, of course, there's going to be still bots active on every pair on Uniswap, hence why I like using this limit. Sorry, not necessarily this bot, but a bot that can produce limit orders on Uniswap. Just take your pick. There's a few different ones out there by now, and so definitely something to take a look at, I think. What I like is catching these early. Not so early that you're buying up here at the top. Oftentimes, I see too many people making the mistake of like seeing this moon, and they're just thinking to themselves, FOMO and and yeah, by all means do ape in if you want. That is, uh, but I like to wait to see how this plays out because oftentimes I've seen this pattern on just about every single one of these launches on Uniswap because of the bots. So in order to not fall into the whole FOMO, uh, you know, give it some time to level off. At least that's my best plan of attack for how I approach these IDOs, because everyone's different. Everyone's got their strategies and whatnot. And this is by no means financial advice of any kind, but just giving you some insight into how I look at these. So they're definitely, you know, prone to getting attacked by bots and so forth. And that's what this is right here. I mean, hence why you got, what is it, a high of $25 and then right back to 2 and change. So yeah, you don't want to be this guy that made this wick up here or whatnot. So yeah, just give it some time. It levels off, and then you start to look for the floor. It obviously never came back down below 2 and change, and the next floor was created at 4 and change, which was roughly 2x. From there, you see multiple touches in that price range, so it could have been definitely worth a shot. I don't know what everybody typically throws in, but I've seen like an ETH, I've seen 5 ETH, just all different kinds of plays, ways of playing these different IDOs. Another one I want to bring up was Eternity. Yeah, I get, everyone's going to mention that this one's been out since like the 8th. I get that for sure. However, I do want to mention that it's recently made a new local top. And so if it's something you missed out on and you're interested in getting back into, potentially you could make some sort of fib retracement here. And potentially I like the idea of Dow theory, and that most often, I've seen it play out, and here it actually played out. If I can just, it's kind of, here it played out fairly, just line these up fairly well. Sorry, I didn't have this pre-drawn already. Whenever you get these run-ups, oftentimes you'll get to see it retrace to the 0.5. Especially on these IDOs, because there's just a lot of price action in a short amount of time. Stops pumping like crazy, and then the sell-off ensues afterwards. What I like here is, if you missed obviously this price action, you're getting to see some sort of a potential bullish crossover on the MACD coming our way, as well as a touch already to the 0.5. And that, yeah, I mean, just having drawn that right off the bat, you can tell that it's playing off that 0.5 pretty well. So potentially this would have been a great entry anywhere in these two wicks here. And then in preparation for a potential bullish crossover on this MACD. RSI has since settled down too, since we had these run-ups. So could be an entry if you're interested in that one, if you missed it around the first time. ETHBox is another one. IDO launched, 2 days ago? And it looks like, yeah, we kind of found support here around the 25 cent to the 35 cent mark. Yeah, so this is what I was looking for. So with this one, you didn't have the bots run it up as high as some of the other ones. So you essentially don't need to see that pattern every time, but more oftentimes than not, you will see it, because that's just the nature of what bots do. Heck, you can see some of them, they're still in here. Anytime you see these red ones, they're definitely doing like insertion attacks or front running bots or even sandwich order bots. They're all over the place on Uniswap, so yeah, definitely take note of that. However, once you saw this go sideways for a bit, you could have potentially made your play, take your shot, and I don't know, I would have been probably looking at anywhere from 25 to 35. Because what ensues afterwards, you can see, is almost a 3x move. Get your 200% profit on top of your initial, and you got your 3x. And that took what? I mean, all of a day and 2 hours. So these are why I call these Degen plays, because, everyone that's watching, I'm sure if you're into this, all about aping in, and, why we like to do that. But Anyhow, so yeah, ETHBox is another one. I don't know if you guys got any info on it or not, but apparently, let's see here. They got Box Mining as an advisor. Here's the team. Let's see. Had a different. It's the light paper. Okay, so what I thought was cool about this was it's an application that will provide you essentially a way to uh, request a refund if you were to send ETH to the wrong address. You know, you're not going to lose your ETH anymore by typing in the wrong address that you didn't mean to send it to. Also, they got some OTC trading, and a privacy feature will be embedded into the app. So apparently, it will act as a privacy feature for when discretion is required. You'll have the option of wrapping ETHBox transactions with an additional layer of privacy for a small increase in service fee. So yeah, here's what I was talking about earlier. Wrong address, no problem. And essentially, you can request the funds be sent back to you, otherwise known as a refund, if in case you were to send them to the wrong address. It's normally if you were to send them to the wrong address, they're just gone. Oh, so that's interesting. For transactions under 300, it's free to use. So it's definitely some potential for people to use this for trading and so forth. They're partnered with DuckDAO, so apparently you get a discount, for holding DuckDAO. Which that takes us to DuckDAO. Let's see. So here's a good place to spot some projects. Even if you can't get into these, even if you don't have the DDIM token and so forth, it just kind of gives you the heads up and what to be looking out for. Now you can pull up the Pool Explorer here. Oftentimes these will be fake because so many bots exist on here. And so the easiest way to spot them is that they'll have these extremely low liquidity pools. And I mean, any one of these, just by looking at it, I would tell right off the bat, this one's already been emptied. These are probably going to be emptied here pretty soon. But the extremely small liquidity pool often give it away that it's a fake. Going beyond that, some other measures you can look at would be like the smart contract. Let's see, baboon.finance. And so yeah, the contract's verified and whatnot. However, not seeing any URL to any site or anything here. That's kind of another do not touch with a 10-foot pole. uh, the next place I would go to immediately would be to Twitter and start, looking for anybody talking about Baboon Finance, jump in their Telegram, look for a site and a contract address that you can verify would match up to this contract address. Otherwise, I would stay away. Like I said, not financial advice, but from my experience, I've definitely lost ETH to this kind of degen stuff before, especially with like sniper bots and whatnot, just kind of aping into whatever gets launched on these liquidity pools. So you definitely don't want to have that happen to you. Like I said, this guy's already emptied his pool. However, this is where you will see stuff like this, merged out once it launches, which this launched, like I said earlier today. So you can be on the lookout here. So long as everything matches up, uh, by all means,